October 11th, the kickoff to the Fall Nationals here at Lawrenceburg Speedway. Now, looking ahead on the schedule, as we are well into Indiana Sprint Week, Circle City Raceway up next tomorrow. Then we head over to Terre Haute Action Track. That'll be on the 1st. The 2nd, we're at Bloomington. And the 3rd, we round things out at Tri-State Speedway down in Hopstad. Of course, you can find that entire lineup at USACRacing.com. A little bit further past that, we go to Jennerstown Speedway for the first time with the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. That'll be on August 10th. Red Hill Raceway, Levi Jones. Rescheduled event, a 10,000 to win show as we get a chance for drivers to say thanks to Levi and his incredible history with the United States Auto Club and Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest and fastest track of the season with the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. That'll be on August 16th. Again, that entire lineup is online at USACRacing.com. Set to go into heat race action here tonight. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Simpson Race Products. Drivers stage out to the front straightaway. 8 times around, top 5 going to advance on directly into your feature event. Here's how they'll line up. Scotty Weir to Marion, Indiana, driver the physical medicine consultant. Stinson Power, DRC chassis number 47X, going to be on the pole of this one. Outside of him in the 5, that's going to be Chase Stockton out of Fort Branch, Indiana. The Bandit Ag Fisher Ripper chassis number 5S. Second row from the inside, it'll be Nick Bilbies out of Martinsville, Indiana, driving the Carl LaFerry Trucking and Demolition, AJ Felker powered. DRC chassis, Apple Metal Polishing number 17. And outside of him, that is going to be Kevin Thomas Jr. He's out of Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor Lynch Machining, Lucas Oil Center, Stanton Mauchman chassis number 3R. Kel Drake inside of your next row. He's out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Honest Abe Roofing, 2B Racing, Pendleton Farms, Claxon DRC chassis number 2B. And tonight's quick qualifier going to go from the 6th starting spot out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver the Altos Power Equipment, Valvoline, Horbeck Concrete, Highsmith Guns number 15X. Again, that is CJ Leary. Jack Hoyer out of Frankfort, Indiana, the Intech Management Group, Claxon DRC chassis number 11. He'll go from the 7th starting spot and from 8th. Zach Pretorius out of Yorktown, Indiana, the Oak Motors Pizza King, Claxon DRC chassis number 9Z. Final row from the inside, Brandon Maddox out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the Maddox Heating and Cooling Gressman DRC chassis number 28. And your final starter set to be the driver out of Bonham, Texas, in the B-Town Automotive Canada DRC chassis, Scorpion Racewear number 21K. That is Kobe Simpson. That'll be your scheduled lineup here for Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 of 4 tonight with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship.
So Chase Stockton rolling off the outside of the front row of Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Different than the first 2 nights of Indiana Sprint Week so far. We're taking 5 out of the heat races tonight as opposed to the 4 that we were taking in the nights previously. So Chase already off to a rocky start on the day, but so far Lawrenceburg Speedway has shown pretty good speed.
See if you can carry that on throughout the entire racing program. 5 heats the first 2 nights, 4 heats tonight. As you mentioned, a little change in that format. So not want to say it's going to be easier to make it in, but you get one more shot. If you're down by the fence, you need to go find a seat. Again, if you're down by the fence, you need to go find a seat. You with the hat. You with the hair. Anybody in the stands that can hear us and you see those 2 down by the fence, go yell at them. Thank you, Robert.
Robert Ballew's on it.
No, into the stands. Otherwise, we'll let the madman go down to you.
You don't want that.
Meanwhile, past the NOS Energy start can as the straightaway is clear.
Just as we suspected, an excellent start for Chase Stockin. Gets a ton of speed on the bottom side of the racetrack, and now he's sort of in cruise control as Scotty Weir. Those cars look a lot alike. Going to try to close that gap up. CJ Leary running third. Kevin Thomas Jr. floating around in that fourth spot.
Kevin Thomas down to the inside. Leary up to the outside. Advantage going to be to the Inferno Armor number 3 as they bolt onto the back straightaway. Off into turns 3 and 4. We'll see where they ride here. KTJ going to take it up to the middle group. Now Leary going to go down to the bottom. Advantage still to Kevin Thomas.
Nick Bilby riding in that 5th and final transfer position. He's a local driver that we haven't seen during Indiana Sprint Week each night so far. Nick Bilby always very competitive at Lawrenceburg Speedway. One to keep your eye on tonight.
A 3-time track champion, nearly 20 career feature wins at this facility, so he certainly knows his way around as the race for second is on. Scotty Weir down to the bottom. Kevin Thomas Jr. to the outside. Has to wait on the car. That opens the door for Leary to make his way by in 15.
Pretty good drive on the bottom side of the racetrack for CJ Leary, but the tables turn that time. Kevin Thomas Jr. down to the inside. CJ Leary gets stuck out wide.
They're going to swap lines maybe again that time through turns 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas able to keep it a little bit closer down to the bottom there in the good stuff. He's able to fend off the charge of the 15. Now going to close back up in on Weir. Weir right now, he has control because he has that preferred line, so we'll see if he can hold on to that second spot as that battle for third continues to be fantastic here. Leary once again down to the inside. He's got third one more time.
Most likely won't give that line up again to Kevin Thomas Jr. Learned that lesson last time around, going to hold it down on the bottom this time, and now he gets a run on Scotty Weir.
We're picking the car up off of the bottom there at the exit turn number 4. About the first little misstep we've seen so far. Out of that number 47, but up front he is well ahead of this one. Chase Stockin by a little less than a second last time as they worked around. They're going to bring it around this time to the white flag and 1 to go. Race for second, maybe.
CJ Leary looked to the inside of the 47 of Scotty Weir that time by, but Scotty Weir going to hold on as they exit turn number 2 down the backstretch. It's still the 47's advantage. Now Kevin Thomas Jr. catches up.
Through turns 3 and 4, checker flag going to fly in this one. The Bandit Ag, number 5, is Stockin, going to grab the win. Second will go to Scotty Weir, CJ Leary, Kevin Thomas Jr., Nick Bilby. Those 5 drivers are going to move on directly into your feature event. Everybody else into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. You'll find Jack Hoyer, Brandon Maddox, Kobe Simpson, Cale Drake, and Zach Pretorius in that lineup a little bit later on. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you out of Fort Branch, Indiana, driving the Bandit Ag, Davis Brothers, Superior Truck and Trailer, Fisher-powered Ripper number 5S. Race fans, give him a hand. Chase Stockin picking up the heat race win in Simpson Race Products heat race number 1.
Chase Stockin involved in that lap number 1 incident during the night number 2 of NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week at Kokomo Speedway, and it looked like he got the worst end of it when it all was said and done and they were stopped. But he was actually the only one that was able to roll on and keep going.
Rhonda Supply Heat Race number 2, staging out to the front straightaway. Driver on the pole this one is Kyle Shipley out of Phoenix, Arizona. The Cox Body Shop, Trainer Chevrolet Power, Triple X Chassis, DT Oil Services number 4U. Next to him, Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California. Driver of the Physical Medicine Consultants, Densland, DRC Chassis, Mississippi Valley Transportation, J&M Racing number 41. Next row from the inside, Jaden Rogers out of Worthington, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest Auto Services, Shane Wade Enterprises, Spec J&J Chassis, Amani Racing number 66. And for the 4th starting spot, set to be Dason Pursley to Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Special Olympics of Indiana, Apache Transport, Amsoil Beaver Stripes, number 21AZ. Next row from the inside, Briggs Danner out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Boulevard Truck Repair, E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Davis Brothers Concrete Cutting Systems, Apache Transport, number 39. And to his right, it'll be Logan Seavey out of Sutter, California, the Honest Abe Roofing, Rockwell Security, Fatheads, Indy Custom Stone, Stanton DRC Chassis, number 57. Looking at your 4th row from the inside, Shane Connell out of Kansas, Illinois, the Epperson Painting Incorporated, PPG, Speedway Power, DRC Chassis number 2E. And outside of him, it's going to be Rylan Gray to Greenfield, Indiana, in the Speedtown Cup for Finish Line Mowing Car Bride, Etheridge Motorsports number 06. Final row from the inside, and 24, Hunter Maddox out of Bedford, Indiana, driver the Auto Credit, Airmaster Heating and AC, Tommy D's Windows, Doors, and More, number 24M. And your final starter, all the way from Tilmore, New South Wales, Australia, driver the TCM Claxon Triple X number 45N, that is Troy Carey. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Rhonda Supply Heat Race number 2. Again, 4 on the docket here tonight with 38 drivers checking in. Top 5 going to move on in this 8-lap affair. Kyle Shipley starting off with a 14th place finish at Lincoln Park. He was 8th at Kokomo. One start last year was a semi-feature event appearance at Circle City. Of course, we'll be up there tomorrow. 41 Ricky Lewis, a dozen times he's been in victory lane this season. He has won in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and Texas. He still, though, does not have that USAC AMSOIL sprint car victory to his name.
And he's searched for it a couple times, and Lawrenceburg Speedway, one that could sneak up and be rather successful for him. So Ricky Lewis has had speed here this year already on a local basis, so is carrying speed into tonight as well during Indiana Sprint Week. I think Drake down trackside has some information.
Thank you so much, Christy. And we saw Dayson Persley in the 21AZ and Dirt Draft Hot Laps pull off, and the team was not willing to disclose the information of what absolutely hindered them in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, but regardless, they went to a backup car for Honest A Roofing. Qualifying was able to go 10th fastest, and you may be asking yourself, well, if they're in a backup car, where do they get to keep their 4 starting position? Well, they qualified with this car, therefore they can keep their starting spot here in Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2.
Thank you very much.
And so you heard Drake say that sometimes teams aren't always willing to share exactly what's going on. A lot of the reason for that is that they're trying to protect their sponsors at times, or their parts suppliers. They want to keep everybody's name in good standing. And so sometimes for that reason, they choose not to share so that it doesn't get said, and so that, things like that don't reflect badly on the people that support them.
And sometimes it's a simple mistake by a crew member, and you don't want to bus drive your crew member.
Also true.
Row number 3 could have mistaken identity syndrome going on.
That's tough.
Got 39 of Danner to the inside, Seavey to the outside. As we're set to go to green 8 times around past the NOS Energy start can here off at turn number 4. We're underway.
Off the front row this one, Kyle Shipley, Ricky Lewis going to battle it out into turn number 1. Ricky Lewis going to float to the top side of the racetrack, which lets Jaden Rogers sneak by, but here comes Briggs Danner.
Boy, Danner in the 39 with a good run onto the back straightaway. Takes over that third spot. Going to look to the inside of Rogers here as they come around. Got that car a little bit sideways. Saved it. Now here comes Cottle into the mix. Shane Cottle in the Epperson painting number 2. Going to diamond her through the middle of turns 1 and 2. He was kind of forced high. Now going to go low. Gets a run to the inside of turn number 3. That'll be the pass for the 4th spot by Ricky Lewis. And Lewis has more company. Here comes the 21AZ.
Ricky Lewis not willing to give up on the top side of the racetrack just yet, but it hasn't been kind to him so far. Dayson Persley in the 21AZ now sneaks by, but Ricky Lewis retaliates down the backstretch.
Able to turn down the embankment and squirt back up into the transfer spot here. Race for second continues to be ongoing. You got Jaden Rogers holding off Briggs Danner. Danner about to have company from Shane Cottle. And Ricky Lewis back into the 5th spot. Dayson Persley running at 6. Seavey, Maddox, Gray, and Carey currently running out your top 10.
So keep your eye on Logan Seavey, who's sitting outside of a transfer position right now. Logan Seavey going to have to pass 2 cars if he wants to punch his ticket into tonight's Indiana Sprint Week main event. Dayson Persley loses some ground to that transfer position of Ricky Lewis that time.
Start of the week off of the win at Lincoln Park Speedway. Second at Kokomo right now, staring down the barrel of a semi-feature event. As he rides in that 7th spot up front, it continues to be Kyle Shipley in 4. Shipley, a little bit of a lackluster start to his Indiana Sprint Week as well. Starting to find some speed here as we continue on. Leads right now over Jaden Rogers by 1.161 seconds. Shane Cottle sitting in 3rd. Briggs Danner had that spot for a while. He runs in 4th, and Ricky Lewis continues to round out your transferring drivers in 5th.
See Logan Seavey trying to make anything work on the top side of the racetrack, trying to find any kind of speed. It's not working so far, though. He's seeing Hunter Maddox begin to close in on him as Dayson Persley stays out front. But still Ricky Lewis holding on to that final transfer position.
Final 2 turns in this one. Checker flag going to drop in. Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2, and Kyle Shipley going to pick up the Heat Race win. Jaden Rogers in 2nd. Shane Cottle in 3rd. Briggs Danner, Ricky Lewis. Those drivers moving on. Dayson Persley, Logan Seavey, Hunter Maddox, Rylan Gray, and Troy Carey unofficially rounding out your field. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, the Cox Body Shop, Quick Time Electric, Trainer Chevrolet Power, Triple X number 4, you race fans. Give him a hand, Kyle Shipley. Heat Race winner in Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2. Heat race round number 3 brought to you by TJ Forge. Lineup set to be like this. Matt Westfall out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio. Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine Fabricators, Gressman DRC number 33M, slated for the pole position. First start of the week for the driver of Odessa, Missouri in the Motorhaven RV and Boat Storage. Stanton Racing Engine, Shanae Lawson Chassis, Design Source Flooring, Gable Group number 74. That'll be Xavier Doney to the right of row number 1. Second row from the inside at Loomis, California. Driving the Z-Max Western Speed Racing. DRC Chassis, FK Indy number 63. It'll be Max Adams. And to his right, Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado. The Altos Power Equipment, One-Way Technologies, DRC Chassis, K&K Excavating number 15. The 19AZ, that's Mitchell Moles at Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Walker Filtration. Reinbold Underwood Motorsports entry. He will go from the 5th starting spot. And the driver lining up at 6 is going to be Brady Bacon at Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The Hampshire & Sons Auto Service. Ryder XXX Chassis, Fatheads Hobson Family, number 69. Anton Hernandez out of Arlington, Texas. The Baldwin Fox Racing, Velocity USA, DRC number 5. He'll go for the inside of row number 4. And to his right, out of Piqua, Ohio, the Charger Manufacturing, Claxton, DRC number 21B. That'll be Ryan Barr. Final starter in this one set to be Evan Mosley. He's out of LaPel, Indiana, driver of the CB Fabricating. Evan Jackson Power, Shanae Lawson Chassis, H4 Racing, number 27. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for TJ Ford's Heat Race number 3. One to go after this, and Car IQ Heat Race number 4. Storied veterans, young rookies, and first-timers at Lawrenceburg make up the lineup here in TJ Ford's Heat Race number 3. Mosley mentioned earlier, making his Lawrenceburg debut. Did have a couple of sprint week starts last year at Gas City and Lincoln Park. Had a C-Main and a semi-feature event start 1 year ago. He'll try to charge from the back of the field, but the 33M, the veteran, Matt Westfall, going to start on the pole this one.
And so far in these heat races, we've seen the bottom side of the racetrack be the preferred line. So Matt Westfall starting on the inside of TJ Ford's Heat Race number 3, with the bottom is preferred. Might be kind of tough to beat the 33M in this one.
Not only that, Matt Westfall, normally that's where we see him roll everywhere.
Indeed.
So looks to play to his advantage in that Ray Marshall Motorsports number 33M. March 8th went down to Imperial Valley in California, picked up a win. Local win June 22nd at Paragon. Still looking for a USAC National Sprint Car victory here in 2024. He is a 2-time winner with this series, 2006 at Eldora, then last year at Texarkana 67 Speedway. Xavier Doney, 4 wins on the season, wing and non-wing. Lakeside with our USAC Midwest Wingless Series. That was on May 10th, May 12th, and a Race Saver wing car at XX Speedway up in California, Missouri. Crawford County on June 10th, and Lake Ozark, both of those with the POWRi Wingless Auto Racing League. Here 1 year ago, finished 8th in your feature event. 63 of Max Adams inside of that second row. Him and Guarini have been battling tooth and nail so far this week. Now they're going to trade off a little bit as the week wears on. Carson Garrett next to him, Mitchell Moles, Brady Bacon, Anton Hernandez, Ryan Barr, and Evan Mosley. Again, round out your lineup.
And you got to feel for Brady Bacon, who led so many laps at Kokomo Speedway the other night, to come up a couple spots short, but the Macho Man rises to the top when things get particularly difficult. Brady Bacon, very, very good at Lawrenceburg Speedway. We'll see how this one plays out.
Off into turns 1 and 2. Bacon immediately going to charge the outside and see if he can make something happen here on the initial start. He gets a good drive onto the back straightway. Sitting outside of a transfer spot here to start things off, but up front, just like we thought, the 33M going to come around to lead lap number 1.
Max Adams picking up a couple positions on the start to now run second. Carson Garrett sitting in third, and they begin to pull away from fourth running Mitchell Moles.
Mitchell Moles about to have company. Brady Bacon able to advance up into that transfer spot here as he was able to work by the 74 Doney. Doney hung on the outside now, going to lose a spot to Anton Hernandez, the Baldwin Fox Racing number 5. Working to the inside, 1 spot shy of moving on into the main event. Top 3 drivers on a breakaway right now. Carson Garrett working the top side of the speedway, holds on to that 3rd spot, chasing Max Adams. They're all chasing Matt Westfall.
So Carson Garrett was trying to generate some speed on the top side of the racetrack, now moves down to the bottom to try and catch back up to both Max Adams and Matt Westfall, who are beginning to pull away. The battle for the 4th and 5th positions are on between Brady Bacon and Mitchell Moles.
Boy, watching Brady Bacon last time through turns 1 and 2, he entered low and then let the car drive up high at the exit to number 2. He's going to enter to the middle that time, maybe finding another groove coming into play here right through the middle of turns 1 and 2. The track has not slicked off. They're just cleaning it off and moving it up the racetrack a little bit. Might have found something to lean on there as he's going to look to the inside of the 19 this time into turns 1 and 2. Moles able to apply the block. Battle for the race lead. Here comes the 63 to the inside of the 33M. Not able to get there quick enough, though. It'll be Westfall holding off the charge of Adams. They come around to click off lap number 6. We've got 2 to go.
Still Brady Bacon searching for a way around the 19AZ. If he wants to pass him, he's going to have to find a lane that Mitchell Moles is not in. He might have it done here down the backstretch. Brady Bacon going to shut the door on Mitchell Moles in turn number 3.
Brady Bacon going down and taking the line away for the 19AZ as they come around to the wave of the white flag. Gets that insurance spot, which is oh so important here. As they work onto the back straightaway, though, he has been close, but now time is running out to get a run. They'll work off a turn number 4, checker flag and a wave in this one. Second time here during Indiana Sprint Week. He's going to pick up a heat race win, Matt Westfall. Getting the job done in TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Max Adams crossing in second. Carson Garrett in third. Brady Bacon, Mitchell Moles. Those 5 drivers onto the feature event. Anton Hernandez, Evan Mosley, Xavier Doney, and Ryan Barr, officially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, driver coming to you out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio, the Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine Fabricators, Gressman DRC number 33M. Race fans, give him a hand, Matt Westfall. Second time during your NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing. 7th time this season that Westfall has picked up a heat race win. Final one of the night is brought to you by Car IQ, Kayla Rell, the Clark Home Services, Stanton Powered Ripper Chassis, KO Motorsports, Davis Brothers, Southern Insurance, number 5K, slated to be on the pole this one. Outside of her, it's going to be Chance Crum. He is Addison Holmish, Washington, the Rudine Racing, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Scott Baylor Power, DRC Chassis, number 26. Next row for the inside out of Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, Burke's Western Telecom, Hinchman Indy, number 12. It's the Madman, Robert Ballou. And outside of him, it will be the Fish Esser Owen Racing, Impressive Creations, Westerfeld Power, DRC, number 4J. That is Sean Westerfeld. Looking at your third row from the inside, fifth starting spot out of Ione, California, Justin Grant, the NOS Energy Drink, Boat Foundation, MPV Express, Top Industries, Pro Source, number 4. And to his right, that'll be Kyle Cummins. He's out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avanti Windows And Doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, number 3P. Joey Amantia, he comes to us at Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. The JP Masonry Newman's Triple X Chassis, number 88J. He'll go from the inside of row number 4. And outside of him, Charles Davis Jr. He's out of Buckeye, Arizona. The MP Environmental, Black Magic Bead Breaker, Stanton Triple X Chassis, number 47. Final starter in this one's all the way from Goodyear, Arizona. The MP Environmental, JFM Sure Can. One-way power, Triple X number 4C. That'll be Logan Calderwood. That'll be your scheduled lineup here for Car IQ Heat Race number 4.
And as they push off here, I just want to take a moment to talk about Kyle Cummins, who picked up night number 2 of Indiana Sprint Week over at Kokomo Speedway. And so often we consider Kyle Cummins to be, you know, the Tri-State Speedway guy, the Hopstock guy, right? And I think that is true. But there are so many other places where Kyle Cummins is remarkably competitive, and Kokomo Speedway is one of those places. Going into Kokomo, when he said at Lincoln Park when he was on the podium that he was going to win Kokomo, I knew he meant it, right? And I think there are many people who know that Kyle Cummins is capable of winning anywhere. Lawrenceburg Speedway, also a place where he's picked up quite a bit of money. He won the Fall Nationals just a few years ago. So not somebody to disregard here on the bigger racetracks that are more slick compared to what he's generally considered to be very good on.
2022, in fact, when he went to Victory Lane here. Evident in that is his starting spot in your heat race. 4th qualifier, so he does start on the outside of the third row here in heat race number 4. Drivers in the field with the most wins here, though, Justin Grant and Kevin Thomas Jr., both sitting at 6 wins apiece. Of course, Kevin Thomas winning here in our April visit.
And that was a big win for him as far as momentum goes, having, you know, put a season together last year and trying to get the Rocksteady Racing 3R off the ground with him as the driver and getting that team to mesh together. That win at Lawrenceburg was their first as a team, and I think it really kind of set the tone for what was possible this season for them.
He's had good speed, just hasn't quite had the luck to go with it. We'll see if he turns that around here tonight. Kayla Rell, though, going to be on the pole this one.
Kayla Rell picked up a Lawrenceburg Speedway win just a few weeks ago. A huge win for her and her team. That was one that really kind of put her name out there, and everybody had eyes on it. So Kayla Rell, certainly one to keep your eye on. Picked up that win from, I believe it was either 6th or 7th in the main event.
Yeah, she had to charge up to the field. That was on July 13th here in Lawrenceburg, one of your weekly competition victories. Chance Crum to the right of that first row. Again, Radine Racing on the side. We mentioned Kevin helps him out a little bit, but that is actually a father-son operation. Started the year off with one of their old wing chassis. Here, only in the last about month or so, they've picked up that DRC, and it's going to charge up to the front of the field in this one. Oh, look out. Charles Davis going to orbit the racetrack over in turn number 2. That'll bring the caution lights on, and we're going to try it again. A little bit of tap of the tire with the 4J over in turns 1 and 2. So lucky that is all that came of that.
Right about that time, Kyle Cummins was making a pretty aggressive move through the lanes of the field, trying to get himself into a transfer position as well. So sort of a melee in the back of the field there.
Talking about drivers who have gone to victory lane here. One of them on track, Robert Ballou. It has been a month of Sundays, 2011. Of course, he did pick up a weekly racing victory here to start off the season. That was on April 6th.
Joey Amantia just took the right-hand exit on the backstretch to take himself to the Indy Medal finishing work area. No guaranteed time in the heat races, of course. So
Joey, another driver, he's had a little bit of a rough start. Of course, got upside down on night number 1. He was craving McDonald's or something like that afterwards.
something like that.
Something like that. Referring to one of the drivers saying that Ronald McDonald let the clowns out, so not happy.
Most likely to produce a soundbite.
Well, he won that one this week. If you have not checked that out, a couple of videos posted yesterday. Christy Drake and Bordy and everybody down with the FloRacing crew putting together some really fun videos. Go and check those out on our social media pages. But now, time to go back to green.
So look at another whack at it here. Sean Westerfeld with a better start this time around. Goes to the top side of the racetrack. Kayla Rell going to get hung out in the middle as Robert Ballou straight to the front.
Boy, Robert Ballou just shot up into the front of this one. 3 wide to the back straight over that second spot. Justin Grant down to the bottom rail. Tried the middle. Crum hung on the outside. And Chance Crum's going to make the high side work for him. First driver we have seen drive back around people on the outside. In fact, he's going to get back to second.
Justin Grant having to let off just a little bit to let Chance Crum by on that time. Kayla Rell gets hung out to dry, which lets Charles Davis Jr. take over that 5th and final transfer position.
So Charles Davis fighting back after that contact sent him around on the initial start here. High side starting to come into play here. The Avante windows the doors number 3, charging off of the embankment down the back straightaway. Now going to go to the inside, looking for second. Gets a 2-for-1 deal in the back straightaway, maybe. Chance Crum coming around to hold him off. Throws her to the inside, flies the left front up across the racetrack, and Crum going to try to come back to his inside. Good race for that runner-up spot right now.
It's Chance Crum with the incredible amount of speed right now, and it's Kyle Cummins with the incredible amount of precision, who just threw a slider. He's going to do another one here in 1 and 2 to try and complete that pass for second once and for all.
Able to complete it onto the back straightaway. As they're doing that, though, Robert Ballou has picked up, and he is running away in 12 right now. A little over 2 seconds his advantage last time by. It is 2.245 as the caution light's going to come on. We got one slow. That's Calderwood. Richie getting a look at what happened. Said he spun her all the way up to the wall and somehow kept it off the concrete. So Robert Ballou that restart paying dividends for the driver, the number 12, able to shoot to the inside and up into the race lead. Chance Crum, what a run for him. He found that outside line, was able to drive back by. He had gotten shuffled back to about 4th there for a moment. It was able to come back up and currently holds on to 2nd. Cummins has been all over him like a cheap suit.
Yeah, so we just saw Kyle Cummins complete that pass for second, but they never crossed the start-finish line. So that pass is unofficial and therefore does not stand. So Chance Crum going to reclaim second. Kyle Cummins already showed his hand.
It is split scoring, but in this case, everybody had already been scored. They hadn't made it back around, as you said, so just in case you were thinking we were talking about last fully completed lap, not the case. Justin Grant going to realign to the 4th spot. Charles Davis Jr. fighting back up into a transfer spot here. Westerfeld lining up behind him. Then it will be Rell and Calderwood as the cause of the caution. Lining up at the tail end of the field. Single file past the DOS Energy start cam. Blue going to bring him all the way to turn number 4. Finds the gas, and we're back underway.
Chance Crum a little antsy on that start, wanting to make some ground up from Kyle Cummins, but it's not going to happen. Kyle Cummins up, and Chance Crum gets into the cushion.
Boy, I thought Cummins was going to speed by Baloo there for a second. Robert finding some fantastic grip at the exit to number 2. Bolt driver skating her up across the racetrack. Baloo had to wait in the car a little bit. Cummins came up to him, couldn't quite get past him though as he rolls right to the middle. Baloo up to the outside. They will send the Rooster Tails flying onto the back straightaway. Robert Baloo going to have 2 to go this time when they work off at turn number 4.
And Robert Baloo may have company out of Kyle Cummins for the lead of this heat race before it's all said and done. Kyle Cummins goes to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to pick up some of that grip as Robert Baloo floats to the top. Cummins with a drive down the backstretch, not going to get it done.
Side by side into turns 3 and 4. We'll see where they land this time. Right in each other's tire tracks here. Baloo going to bring it around to the way with the white flag. Cummins turns it down early. Does he have a run into turns 1 and 2? Finds the inside line, going to roll the hub of the racetrack. Baloo with a big run onto the back straightaway. The Madman's going to hold on to it.
So Robert Baloo led every lap of this heat race. Really took advantage of that other restart, and now Kyle Cummins has been all over him for the win, but down the front stretch, it's close. Robert Baloo gets it done.
Robert Baloo gets it done. .279 over the number 3 P. Chance Crum crossing in 3rd. Charles Davis Jr. and Justin Grant ends up with the final transfer spot. Westerfeld, Rail, Calderwood, and Amantio all making their way into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, 9th time this season for the driver to Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, Donna DRC number 12 race fans. Give him a hand, Robert Baloo. So heat races in the books.